Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome, glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the office. Welcome to the morning grind. It is so good to see you. I hope that you are doing well. Last night, Doug and I went over Ahsoka season or episodes 1 and 2. We did that. We simultaneously cast that, but live streamed that between this channel and also the new Table Talk channel. And we had a great conversation last night. I have been clipping that to put out. That'll be on the Table Talk channel. I hope that you enjoyed the discussion. I thought it was a great discussion. I hope that some people I know have already watched Ahsoka episode 3. Doug is huge into the character of Ahsoka, so he said that he was going to be watching the rest of it and seeing that if it was worth watching or if we needed to return to it or something like that. So we will see. But let's see. I hope everybody, like I said, is doing very well this morning. We're going to be talking about these. I got these in to review. These are here. I'll put it up here. I was sent these as a review from the creator. Like these. It's called Axian Quest, and they're cards, but they go with HeroQuest to expand it, and it looked like pretty neat. So I've got furniture cards, dungeon event cards, artifacts, and heroic skills over here, and we're going to take a look at those today. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and breathe and sip, and then I'll bring up some links. And I got a couple of other things to mention too that I found that I've been meaning to mention on the morning grind, but haven't gotten to yet. So I've got my iced coffee mixed up right here. So let's go ahead and breathe and sip. 2 deep inhales, complete exhales, and then take a sip of your favorite beverage. So here we go. And sip. There we go. Great start to the morning. So hello, James. Good to see you, James. James says he's got sugar-free Red Bull. Do breathe and sip. Good morning. That's the Positive Fandom. Thank you so much for the super sticker this morning. Good morning. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Sable Phoenix. Lady of Pain is here. Sable Phoenix, James says, oh, thank you. Thank you, James. Let's see. What else is going on? Good morning, Vision. The news for the grind. Okay, excellent. Good morning, Robert. Good morning. Robert, I've got to contact you. I've got your game over here to mail. I'll contact you on that. Let's see. All right. So I wanted to put out over here. Let's bring up the new Table Talk channel where Table Talk is specifically going on. Table Talk channel. I've been trying. It's going to be so much better. I think I've said this every morning for like the past 4 or 5 mornings, but I've been trying to go through all of my YouTube catalog, which is about 1,000 videos, and sort them and organize them in a much better way than has been going on here. And one of the things that's been happening is setting up the Table Talk channel itself. So this is going to be so much better. It's so much better branded. And so if you're looking for the Table Talk show, call it live stream, podcast, whatever, the show, and then also clips and things like that, that's the place to be. So if you were interested in Table Talk, I'm transitioning it over there. So if you would click that link and subscribe to this channel over here, this is where you can find the Ahsoka stream from last night. Ahsoka stream is right here. This is where I'm going to be putting today the clips from Ahsoka, and I'm also going to make a few shorts as well about Ahsoka that came out. So we have that. That's going on over here. Table Talk, Ahsoka stuff coming out today, and the whole live stream. If you missed it last night, over here on the Table Talk channel, and I thought it was great. I thought it was an absolutely great conversation. Here's something that I found a few days ago, and I've been meaning to talk about on the grind, and I had just been forgetting. But what is this? Check this out. Vax Xanadu remastered? Vax Xanadu remastered? What is this? This game is a fantastic expanded adventure that's 3 times longer than the original. A very underrated title that just needed some upgrades, like the inventory space and flight mechanics. Excuse me. Improved weapons, magic, and dungeons as well. Now, the downside is this Windows operating system only. So I don't have a Windows machine that's operational right now. I keep running into this problem. Like, can't play Diablo 3 because I don't have the right system. I mean, I don't have any type of console. I don't have a PC. And so I can't play this. But I was like, what? I don't know how. I think it came up in my YouTube feed or something like that. That was Vax Xanadu remastered. This is my favorite game. Yes. So here's what it looks like. I was watching a YouTube video about it. So this is like a fan creation here. It's not like officially sanctioned, I suppose. So this is just recreated. Let's go, or this is just, oh, here's some actual action in here. Look at this. Makes me wish I had a PC, because then I would try this out. Like, what's going on? So anyway, that looked really cool. And this guy right here, if you look up remaster on YouTube, this is the guy who did it. And he's apparently done this for several different games. And he talks about exactly what he was trying to do and why he was doing it. The changes that he made. We've got red potion, blue potion, antidote. It revised the inventory system, the play experience. So I guess just a huge fan of the game, and I guess he's done this for several other games too, but has come in and rebuilt it. And I'm going to have to play this at some point. I'm going to have to play this at some point. He talked about revising the flight mechanics with the wing boots and things like that. So I don't know. If you got a PC and you like Vax Xanadu, you might want to check this out. It could completely be worth it. And if you do, please let me know what you think about it, because this looks cool. It's got parallax. It's got parallax movement. Yes, it's one of the things that has. Yeah, I use a Mac. Yep. So it's even got parallax movement. So it looks really cool. It looks really cool. Robert is talking about his updates on his AI-powered text-based adventure game. Objects and rooms are now fully persistent when taking into inventory using JavaScript by storing latest objects and room history array. Big improvement. Persistent PC and NPC characters next. So that's pretty cool. So what else is going? Is there a link for this? Oh yeah, I should definitely put this out. Vax Xanadu remastered. So here's where you get Vax Xanadu remastered. And then also, if you just look up unbelievable remake of Vax Xanadu, but I'll put this over there. Now it went into the comments. Vax Xanadu remastered YouTube video. Although you should be able to find that pretty easily. But I highly recommend watching that YouTube video, talk about his inspirations, his motivations, what he changed, why he changed things like that. Pretty cool. Let's see. Over here, we also have something else that's going on. This morning, I got the notifications that the One Ring, that Free League has now released on Kickstarter, the One Ring Moria Through the Doors of Durin. And I haven't even had time to look at it yet. Of course, it's screaming by 300,000, 3,669 backers. I haven't backed it yet. I was watching the notifications. I was still trying to work on clipping the table talk last night. And then I saw in my inbox that, so this has gone live. So Lord of the Rings role-playing Moria Shadows of Khazad-dûm and the One Ring Moria. Oh, okay. So the Lord of the Rings role-playing, that's the 5e version. So it's like we got both of them here. And the One Ring is the one that's using its custom its custom system that we've looked at. We haven't looked at the 5e adaptation here. So but it looks like, I guess it means you get both. Oh, yeah, it says 5e up there on the top right there. Beyond the Shadow, let's take a look at it because I'm interested. I haven't even been able to check this out yet. Beyond the Shadow, it waits for you still. Probably will end up backing this. Moria, Through the Doors of Durin is an epic campaign expansion delving into the depths of Khazad-dûm for the award-winning second edition of the One Ring role-playing game based on the works of J.R.R. Tolkien. This volume will be published in a version for the 5e, the Lord of the Rings role-playing game, under the title Moria, Shadow of Khazad-dûm. Work in progress, not final layout. Not final layout, but still looks like it's going to have the look of the One Ring books, which I liked. I like this style. The Fallen Halls. For long ages, the great city of the Dwarodelf was the seat of the Dwarven kings, and they were rich beyond measure in gold and mithril. Oh, by the way, I guess I should put the link to this as well, although once again, it's pretty easy to find. But this is the Moria One Ring Kickstarter. Pretty easy to find, but there we go. Skadoosh back for the One Ring Collector Edition. Super nice looking. Oh, Tomocrat says, wow, he's remastered Castlevania as well. So if I never played Castlevania as a kid, but I did play Castlevania briefly because I was on my emulator. I don't have a deep connection to that one as a kid because I never played that one as a kid. But I did play it a little bit because I remember it being really popular and people talking about Castlevania. So that's cool. Yeah, the core book, James says, I absolutely love black, white, and red printing. The core book is beautiful. Oh, there's one other thing we got to talk about. James reminded me when James was saying here. James was in here. Before I get to Moria, let's go over here because I have scheduled the new pilot for Dinner and a Board Game. So if you are interested in Dinner and a Board Game, we're going to be playing HeroQuest. We're going to be playing HeroQuest for the new pilot. So if you're here for the cards, we're going to get to those here in just a moment. Lots of like cleanup today. There's a lot of loose threads to clean up, especially because I can't believe that I've been just, I don't even remember the past 3 weeks. All I've been doing is sitting right here. Let's see. So this is the Dinner and a Board Game channel. And so our new pilot is going to be this Sunday. So please do go over to the Dinner and a Board Game channel and subscribe to that one. New pilot on Sunday. It's going to be Sunday evening starting at or about 6 o'clock p.m. I'm going to bring everybody in early to make sure that we got the understand the game and the way to use the system and things like that. So Dinner and a Board Game, new pilot number 4 on Sunday, 6 p.m. I'm not sure what's going to end up being the regular day for Dinner and a Board Game, but I want to do a pilot with experimenting with the online software and everything like that. I think it's going to go well. So Dinner and a Board Game this Sunday. I haven't created the thumbnail for it yet, but if you subscribe to the Dinner and a Board Game channel, you will know when it's coming, when the thumbnail goes live. I got to make that up. Haven't gotten to it yet. We're going to be playing HeroQuest. We're going to be playing the quest for the Spirit Blade. If you have been following like this HeroQuest right here, I haven't remade these thumbnails, but the HeroQuest actual gameplay, which was our second pilot of the show in its incarnation, we played one of the Witch King adventures from the main set. And so I'll let you watch that. We're going to be playing the immediate follow-up quest. I picked this quest to be that particular pilot because it's a series of 3 quests in the main book. So we played the first Witch King quest in that one. So if you want to check out this episode right here, Sunday will be quest for the Spirit Blade. The immediate follow-on quest for that. And the reason actually I thought about this immediately is because James brought up here, because we're going to have a special guest. And James said the other day, I said I was trying to get a special guest on the show for Dinner and a Board Game. Megan's going to be back. So Megan co-hosted the episodes that were with me when we were shooting here in my house. So Megan will be back. Megan's my cousin. She was the co-host of that show when it was here in the house. And she's also the costumer for the Cultists. So Megan will be playing. Dax Rocker will be playing. Dax is the guy who plays Rob in the Cultists. So Dax will be there. And of course, Megan and Dax are also in this pilot right here. So you can see Megan and Dax over here. And then my special guest, I know, see, James was saying money was on Doug, but the special guest is going to be Retro Nerd Girl. So Retro Nerd Girl is going to be our special guest for the show on Sunday. So Retro Nerd Girl is going to be playing with us. But here's the thing, James. I'm really excited about that. I'm very excited about that. So Retro Nerd, we're going to have a lot of fun. And then the Rachel was also going to be with us. So Rachel plays Shay in the Cultists. But I found out just last night before I went live for Table Talk that actually Rachel's not going to be able to make it for this slot for the pilot. So it was going to be Megan, Dax, Rachel, and Retro Nerd Girl. But Rachel can't make it. And so I did ask Doug. So actually, James, you were right. Doug's going to be there too. So Doug agreed. I asked him last night if he could make the new pilot. So it's going to be Megan, Dax, Doug, and Retro Nerd Girl playing. So that's going to be our heroes on Sunday. How is Dax doing? Dax is not doing all that well. He had the fire, his house fire, the house burned down, and he has also been having some medical issues. Besides that, he's actually up in Pennsylvania right now, but he can play. So he's recovering. He's still doing a lot of life recovering. But anyway, so yes, so it was Retro Nerd Girl, but then as it happens, it's gonna be Doug as well. So so you were right on that, I guess, in the end, as it was last night. Okay, so that is also what's happening there. Let's go back over and look at Moria. So it says the Fallen Halls, and lots of things to catch up on today. Like I said, playing cleanup here. For long ages, the great city of the Dwarrowdwelf was the seat of the Dwarven kings, and they were rich beyond measure in gold and mithril. But 1,000 years ago, Durin's Bane arose and drove the dwarves from their halls. The city fell into darkness, becoming an abode of orcs, goblins, and worse. Countless orcs perished in the Battle of 5 Armies. Maybe the halls of Durin lie empty once more. Maybe there are piles of treasure there waiting to be claimed. Maybe mithril still glimmers in the mines under Cahadaris. Cross the dread threshold, adventurer, and delve deep. Oh, we get an early pledge bonus. If you pledge within 24 hours of launch, you get a unique bonus art print for one of the cover art pieces. You'll be able to choose which of the two you want in the pledge manager after the Kickstarter ends. This applies to pledge levels with physical rewards. As soon as the Kickstarter ends, all backers will get early access to the PDF versions of Moria Through the Doors of Durin or Moria Shadows of Khazad-dûm months ahead of the official release. So, Moria, what's it got in it? At the gates, the trumpets rang. Rivals, allies, and patrons in the quest for Moria, as well as the history of the Dwarven city from its founding to its fall. Journeys in the dark. Journey rules adjusted for underground exploration, Moria-specific undertakings, and advice on running games and campaigns set in the city. We've still got to look at journey rules. I want to specifically look at that. That's actually, I don't know if that's on my list. Whoa. The One Ring, specifically the journey rules. One Ring journey rules. That's a subsystem we had to look at. Fell foes, lists of orcs and other enemies that may be found in the city, and rules for risking an encounter with Durin's Bane. Mansions of the Dwarves is the largest part of the book, describing landmarks and hazards in the various regions of Moria. Moria Through the Doors of Durin describes the city of the Dwarves and the surrounding lands as they were in the last of the Third Age. For each region in Moria, we describe landmarks, factions, and non-player characters that the lore master can use as desired. There is no true Moria. In one game, maybe the great quest of the hero is to loot the fabled treasured vault of Urkthar-bun. In another, the treasure vault might have lain broken and empty for 1,000 years. In another, it never existed at all. Moria is to be explored cautiously. Even the wise cannot trust their memories in this place. Sounds pretty cool to me. I mean, well, here we have a map of Moria. But a definitive, I mean, I like the idea of, okay, it's so big, you know, and its own country underneath that. Trying to like actually have a map for everything. First of all, creating it would just be ridiculous. So there needs to be, hopefully, some kind of system which helps you explore this underground country. Moria Through the Doors of Durin and Moria Shadow of Khazad-dûm will include a detailed map of Moria painted by the acclaimed map artist Francisco Mattoli. The image above is a work in progress. The stretch goal is unlocked. A larger version of the map will be printed separately and included all physical reward levels. The map is based on painstaking research into the available details in the writings and drawings of J.R.R. Tolkien. They will be of interest to anyone interested in his works, role player or not. Cloth map available. Oh, so here's the collector's edition. Here's what James got. Following the example of the unique collector's edition of the One Ring, we're delighted to offer the same for Moria Through the Doors of Durin and Moria Shadows of Khazad-dûm. These deluxe volumes are bound in faux leather with silver foil stamped adornments. The collector's editions are exclusive to this Kickstarter and will never be printed again. That does look pretty cool. You know, when I was a kid, I traced, well, I didn't trace it because I enlarged it, but I took a piece of poster paper. Did I trace it actually because I like projected it? I don't remember how I got it on the poster paper. I don't remember if I freehanded it or if I projected it or whatever. But as a, I took a big piece of poster paper and then I created the doors of Durin on it, and it was hanging, I put it on my door to my bedroom, my room as a kid. I always thought that it would be a neat project to actually make a door that had that engraved in it, and it would light up, like put lights, so you have like a panel that lights up. So in like a bedroom door or something like that, you could actually have the door of Durin light up. Deluxe bundle. Stretch goals being unlocked. – So I'm excited about that. We'll back that. We'll back that. What's going on right now? Hey, Dungeon Master. The doors of Durin print will look great on my wall. Okay, well, let's go over here and take a look at these cards that I got. Okay, let me get this light on over here. Move my microphone. Oh, okay. So these are available as print-on-demand cards from Drive-Thru RPG. I guess, actually, I suppose I should bring that up as well. So, for example, if you're over on Drive-Thru RPG, so over here, I'll put a link over here. If you're looking up Axian Quest, you can get these right over here. And these were sent to me as a review copy, so I did get these as a review copy. But this is that for instance, was a link to Heroic Skills. But if you take a look at, if you look those up, I'm sure you'll find the other ones as well. So, all right, let's see what they are. So we've got dungeon events, we've got furniture, we've got artifacts, and we've got heroic skills. There might be some other ones I noticed that for some reason it looks like I got sent. It looks like I got sent 3 artifacts for some reason. And it looks like it's got all the same numbers on it. No. Well, this does say line 3 of 6, line 5 of 6, line 4 of 6, 23. So maybe they are. Different. Okay. So we'll see. So I got 3 stacks. I thought, oh, well, gee, I got shipped 3 artifacts, but maybe they are actually different. Make sure I got these in with him. Let's take a look at heroic skills first. So first of all, they are really nice cards. I want to be able to do so many things to do, but I want to be able to do cards for different games, and the print on demand worked so well for the Goodnight Sword book. It would be nice to be able to do print on demand cards, and these are very high quality cards. If you haven't gotten print on demand cards yet, which I don't think I have, this might be the first time I've gotten print on demand. I'm not sure if the It's Not My Fault cards were print on demand or not, so maybe they were. But at any rate, these, if you're worried about whether the print on demand cards are going to be good or not, they are, as far as a physical quality standpoint. So this says heroic skills designed. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, here we go. There we go. How to use these cards. This deck includes 36 heroic skills. The following rules apply. Skills for all. Any hero can learn these skills. 1. Between quests, a hero can learn 1 skill after a quest. Increasing costs. Learning your first skill costs 500 coins. Learning your second skill costs 1,000 coins. Learning your third skill costs 1,500 coins. Up to 3. A hero can learn up to 3 skills. 2 per category. Skills are divided into 3 categories: adventuring, battle, and lore, as noted on each card. A hero can learn no more than 2 skills from the same category. Requisites. In order to learn a skill, a hero must possess the listed requisites. No duplicates. A hero can only learn each skill once and cannot learn a skill that is equivalent to a skill or ability they already possess from another source. Change your mind. You can unlearn any of your current skills for free, but you will have to pay to learn new ones. Skills die. If a hero dies, their skills are lost. So, like I said, this is basically an independent fan creation that's compatible with HeroQuest. So, examples of abbreviations used on the cards. So we got hero skill cards. So we do have the different categories. So it said red are battle skills. Green are adventuring skills. And then blue are lore skills. So battle skill includes things like team fighters. You roll +1 DD. So DD was defense die, I guess. Yeah, dice used to defend. When you're adjacent to another hero with the same skill, you roll +1 AD when you attack an opponent who is adjacent to another hero with the same skill. Requisites 5 or more BP. So BP is body points. I guess that means the wizard cannot have it. Roll +1 defense die when you're adjacent to another hero with the same skill. +1 attack die when you attack an opponent who is adjacent to another hero with the same skill. So basically like a flanking kind of thing. +1 AD, undead hunter, +1 AD when you attack undead monsters. Steady aim, you may ignore figures when determining line of sight to your target for ranged attacks. So that would be nice. It'd be one to know, hey, do figures block my line of sight? Well, here, if you upgraded with this battle skill, then they would not. 3 or more mind points. When an adjacent opponent damages you, this is retaliation, you may immediately attack them. You cannot use a ranged or thrown weapon. 5 or more BP. Second win. Once per game, at any time, you may recover 2 lost BP and MP. 6 or more body points. Raging. Roll +1 attack die if your current body points is half or less than your maximum body points. +1 defense die, tough as nails, if your current body points is half or less than your maximum body points. If you forfeit movement, you may attack an adjacent opponent with +1 attack die. You cannot use a ranged or thrown weapon. Requisite 7 or more BP, so that'd be like dwarf or barbarian only. Threatening shout. Once per game, you may at any time shout or cause all monsters to roll a -1 defense die until your next turn. This doesn't count as an action. Brawler, ruthless kill shot. If you forfeit movement, you may attack any non-adjacent opponent with +1 AD. You may use a ranged or thrown weapon. I mean, there are a lot of different attempts to do, upgraded and expanded HeroQuest, advanced HeroQuest like this. This one seems to be a pretty good attempt. I'd be interested to know how they work in play, especially these new searches like furniture and dungeon events. We're going to take a look at those in just a moment. So these were adventuring skills. Inspiring presence. All your mercenaries roll +1 defense die. When defending from attacks, you roll at least 2 white. If you roll at least 2 white shields, you can defend against all the damage caused by your opponent. You cannot benefit from this skill if you roll more than 3 dice to defend. That's a dodge. Veteran. Increase your body points by 1. Why not be able to do things like that as you level up? Stealthy. If no monster sees you at the beginning of your turn, you roll +1 attack die for your current turn. 6 BP or less. Lone wolf gives you an advantage if you're alone. Scouting, agility, danger sense, sidekick. Or that sidekick, of course, this does cost you at least 500 gold coins, but you may, at the beginning of every quest, select 1 mercenary to accompany you free for the current quest. That seems to be a pretty powerful one. You get a mercenary free once you've paid for this skill. Strider, add +3 to your movement. Oh, this one is also really good. Treasure Hunter. When you search for treasure and draw a treasure card, you may draw 2 cards and choose 1. These are lore skills. So, for instance, you reduce the body points, the damage. You reduce by 1 body point the damage you receive by spells and effects based on fire, cold, or electricity. 4 or more mind points as a requisite. You may ignore figures, mind's eye. You may ignore figures when determining line of sight to targets of your spells and of the arcane blast skill if you have it. The ability to cast spells and 5 or more mind points. So that one lets you cast spells through figures. That the wizard would definitely want that one. That one, if you once you had that, that would fix the problem where I think the wizard has to go first, or often we put the wizard first because the wizard needs to be able to get in, see their target, cast their spell, and then other heroes can come in and protect them. So that's why the wizard seems like it's a good play for the wizard to go first, even though that means the wizard is often going to be stepping in the traps. But if you use that, then you can cast through your figures, and the wizard can go back at the end again, like typically you would think the wizard might. Once per game, you may, as an action, heal yourself or an adjacent hero for 3 body points. I need to look at like the cost of some healing potions. That one's also, because this one stays with you. It's once per game. It's basically like a free 3 hit point or a body point potion every time, every quest. But it starts off at 500. Learning your first skill costs 500. Learning your second skill costs. So these things are not coming cheap. So I guess they balance that by, spending 1,000 coins. The money is scarce in HeroQuest, I've typically found. So these sound good, but then again, you're really shelling out for them too. You're going to have to forego other equipment and things like this to get some of these. Maximum magic point is, or not magic point, mind point is increased by 1. So Arcane Blast. So this one, I think, must be the one that's trying to fix the wizard. Fix the wizard's like spell casting. Like, okay, every time he casts a spell, he's out of magic. You may attack with 1 attack die an opponent you can see. This opponent cannot roll to defend. Oh, well, that's nice. So it's that makes it different from the dagger. Well, of course, the dagger is gone once thrown, which a lot of people house rule to say if it misses, it's gone or something. But you may attack with 1 AD an opponent you can see. The opponent cannot roll to defend. So that basically gives you a magic missile. That's probably an early one the wizard would take for 500 gold coins. Let's see. Earth Mastery. Oh yeah, once per game you may take back any used discarded Earth spell card. I think there's Earth Mastery, Air Mastery, Water Mastery, Fire Mastery. That if you've got this, you may basically you can cast a spell of that school a second time. Basically, what's going on there. Concentration says once per game you may forfeit your turn to take back a discarded spell card. Now, see, the problem with that card seems to be that there's no one of the flaws that we brought up with HeroQuest quite a few times is that it doesn't have a time limit. So a lot of the times, once you're out of combat, basically this just allows you to get 1 spell back. It's probably not going to be all that often that the wizard is like in combat and has to sacrifice a turn, because the time only matters if there are monsters on the board. Once monsters aren't on the board anymore, it doesn't really matter. So we talk about HeroQuest being improved by potentially having some kind of out of combat time limit. So those are heroic skills. Let's take a look at dungeon events. Oh yeah, Sable says that's Magic Missile. So these are dungeon events. Now, these might help us with a time limit. Maybe adding these in here. Okay, so we got dungeon event cards right here. Quite a few of them. It says there are 47 cards in here. So dungeon events, how to use these cards. Whenever there are no monsters on the board, okay, draw. Whenever there are no monsters on the board, on his turn, Zargon rolls a die. If the result is 5 or 6, he draws a card and plays the results. So this is like some, random dungeon event. So if the heroes are sitting around and not doing something, on a roll of a 5 or 6, you're going to have some kind of card played against you. So this is probably helping our time limit thing. We'll see what these cards are. Before the game, Zargon may decide to use the full deck or prepare a deck with only a selection of cards. Mind points. If a hero reaches 0 mind points, they roll 1 die to move, 1 die to attack, and 2 dice to defend. Random heroes. Some cards require to randomly determine a hero affected by the event. Assign a number to each hero and roll a die to determine who is affected. Ignore and re-roll a dice result higher than the number of heroes. Alternatively, you can simply make a temporary deck with the hero cards and draw one. Creature events. Some cards reference the appearance of one or more creatures. The Goblin Thief, the Vampire Bat, the Rat Swarm, etc. These creatures don't need a miniature to be represented. Their event begins and ends with Zargon's turn, with the heroes reacting immediately as described in the card during Zargon's turn. Monster events. When a monster name is bolded, it means Zargon places the corresponding miniature on the board and uses it as a regular monster. Abbreviations used on the cards. Okay, so there we go. So, I don't know. Let's just draw some. I'll shuffle these up. See how these cards shuffle. I don't know. I'm also kind of evaluating these to find out if they need to be used during dinner and a board game. All right, so let's see. It's up. What's our dungeon event? Vampire Bat. A black bat the size of a dog swoops through the dungeon and attacks a random hero with 3 AD. The hero defends as usual, but then the vampire bat flies away. The Slayer. A dreadful warrior, it's like a chaos warrior, appears at the dungeon entrance and plays immediately. He's equipped with a crossbow that can be looted by the heroes if they defeat him. Whoa, that's nice. Lethal Stench. A poison miasma fills the air, and all heroes lose 1 body part, unless a hero with the air spell sacrifices 1 air spell card to immediately cleanse the air. After that, the miasma dissipates. The Hired Thugs. 3 orcs appear at the dungeon entrance and play immediately. Each of them has 3d6 coins that can be looted by the heroes if they defeat them. I do like that these are coming in, like some of these are coming in at the beginning, at the beginning area. I think I talked about that. Somebody else may have talked about that as well. That like having people coming in, monsters coming in behind the heroes would keep up some pressure. The Murderers. 4 goblins appear at the dungeon entrance and play immediately. They are equipped with daggers that they can throw at the heroes. If killed, they can be looted for daggers. For each goblin, roll a die and subtract 3. The result is the number of usable daggers that can be looted. Unnatural Cold. The temperature drops to freezing cold, and all heroes lose 1 body part, unless a hero with fire spells sacrifices 1 fire spell card to keep all the heroes warm. After that, the temperature returns to normal. These are pretty cool. The Hunters. 2 abominations appear at the dungeon entrance and play immediately. 2 wandering monsters, each quest has its own wandering monsters, can appear at the room that doesn't contain heroes. Appear in a room that doesn't contain heroes. At Zargon's discretion and play immediately. If there's no Zargon player, the youngest player decides in which room they appear. I guess if you're playing with the app or something like that. Infernal Heat, kind of the equivalent, but you got to sacrifice a water card. Double Trouble. Draw 2 more cards and play both immediately in the order in which they are drawn. Earthquake. Similar, but sacrifice an earth spell. Dungeon Turmoil. From now on, until the end of the game, dungeon events happen on the roll of a 4 or more instead of a 5 or 6. Draw and play another card immediately. Keep this card on hand as a reminder. I like this deck. Zargon opens a closed door and immediately places all monsters inside the room. If there's no Zargon player, the youngest player decides. Draw another card if there are no closed doors on the board. Demon Deal. A random hero is visited by a demonic apparition who offers a unique bargain. The hero may accept the deal and permanently decrease their maximum mind points by 1 in exchange for one of the following. Strength. Permanently increase their maximum body points by 1 and immediately recover all lost body points. Wealth. Immediately gain 1,000 coins. Knowledge. Immediately gain 1 skill of their choice from the Axian Quest Heroic Skills deck. The hero must possess the listed requisites. Or Power. Immediately gain 1 artifact of their choice from the Axian Quest's artifacts deck. A hero whose maximum MP is 1 cannot be offered the deal, and a new random hero must be selected. I don't know if I want to go through all of them. I kind of like the surprise. But I like the way this deck is going. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. Too much calm. From now on, dungeon events only happen on a result of 6 instead of a 5 or 6. When 6 is rolled, however, you must draw 3 cards instead of 1 and play them all in the order in which they are drawn. Oh, yikes. Well, this deck is cool. That one might have to get used. The Dungeon Event deck, that sounds pretty cool. The furniture deck over here. We might do some things to spice up HeroQuest on Dinner and a Board Game. Brett has had some ideas to also make things more interactive with people in the chat. Axian Quest, furniture. So I think this is to make the furniture more interactive. Okay, so furniture rules. How to use these cards. These cards are designed to be compatible with the classic dungeon crawl game, both old and new versions. Okay, the rules, the new rules. Whenever the quest you are playing doesn't state a specific content or function for a given piece of furniture, a hero standing next to a piece of furniture may use an action to search it specifically instead of the room. Unless the cards, because this gives you greater resolution. We talked about that when we did a live stream, a members-only live stream, and played HeroQuest. The resolution of the standard game doesn't have you search individual pieces of furniture. It's just searching the room. But this gives each furniture a piece of furniture a purpose. It says whenever the quest you are playing doesn't state a specific content or function for a piece of furniture, a hero standing next to the piece of furniture may use an action to search it specifically instead of the room. Unless the card says otherwise, each piece can only be searched once. If you use these cards, each room can only be searched once. Oh, okay. So, yeah, we found out, and this is one of the things that's just crazy to me. We never played it this way. It's like makes me wonder and rethink everything about my life. That actually rooms in HeroQuest can be searched multiple times. A hero may only search a room once. Any particular hero may only search a room once. But if you, but in the standard game, every hero has an opportunity to search a room and draw a card. The first hero who searches may get special treasure. But I guess this is saying that if you're using these cards, go back to each room only being searched once, but you can specifically search furniture, so I guess that makes up for it. Mind points. If a hero reaches mind points, 0 mind points, they roll 1 die to move, 1 die to attack, and 2 dice to defend. Okay, so here we're searching furniture. So let's draw some furniture cards. Alchemist Bench. Wait a minute. Whenever you did I shuffle these? Is Alchemist Bench, Sorcerer's Table, cupboard, chest, bookcase. Maybe I shouldn't have shuffled these because these are our specific pieces of furniture. Alchemist Bench, Sorcerer's Table, cupboard, tomb, weapons rack, torture rack, throne, table, fireplace. Because, let's see. So we were looking at, okay, Alchemist Bench. Bubbling potions, all unlabeled, sit on the bench. Each hero can drink 1 potion. If you decide to drink 1, roll 2 dice. 2 to 3, Elixir of Insanity. Zargon immediately plays your hero for 1 turn. 4, toxic gas emanates from the mixture. All heroes in the room lose 1 body part. 5, numbing poison. Roll -1 die for movement for the remainder. -1 die is rough. For the remainder of the quest. 6, toxic poison. That's the kind of thing that also makes like your dungeon events more significant because you may take more time. You're taking more time to get places, and the time then begins to matter. Good morning, PH. James says, is one of these decks just 100% wandering monsters? That would be great. Every search is a monster. Healing Balm, recover 1 lost body point and lost mind point. 12 is an alchemical elixir, roll again. So this one isn't drawing. This one is here's the piece of furniture, and then roll to see what is inside. So sorcerer's table. What happens when you look at the book? Roll. The book summons 3 skeletons next to you. They attack immediately. Your turn is over. Or good things can happen to you at the table. The cupboard. What's inside the cupboard? A skeleton. So roll 2 dice. 2 to 4. A skeleton leaps out and attacks you immediately. Your turn is over. 2 goblins leap out. Goblins in the cupboard leap out and attack you immediately. Your turn is over. Or you could find silver cups worth 30 gold coins, a golden cup worth 60. You find something useful, draw 1 equipment card. So if you're looking for additional stuff with the furniture, these are nice. All heroes lose 1 body part from toxic gas. Are they making VX in this dungeon? That's what it sounds like. Dungeon Master, yeah, I mean, you can that gets disgusting real fast, right? Dungeon Master, I'd really like to see new characters. Well, some people have done that, right? Some people have done that and brought in new characters into HeroQuest. And of course, the new edition has additional characters. I don't have those loaded into my system yet, but like the Bard, right? And well, the Knight, I got the Knight in the new the expansion, with the Dread Moon expansion. TSL Frontman says it's been really neat to see many HQ HeroQuest focused item sets and things going hand in hand with many old box re-releases. So chest, okay, could be a mimic. That's fun. Jewels, equipment card. I'm thinking about using these. Bookcase, old scrolls and tomes. You find a dust, especially, I'm thinking about using these, especially in the earlier quests, like the main quest, because I remember those, the earlier quests being easier. I'm afraid that I was wondering about that. Is the quest for the Spirit Blade going to be too easy? I'm going to have to spend a little bit of time, I mean, obviously, getting prepped for the new pilot, new HeroQuest pilot for dinner and a board game on Sunday. I got to make sure I cook something to eat and also film that. I got to get some music going for it. I got to make sure I'm well acquainted with the quest, and then I'll make a call on what type of additional things we need to add. We need to add in some. See, Brett was saying that what we need to do is add in the ability for people to send in, when they send in super chats, to help or hinder the heroes. Like send in a super chat for a certain amount to drop an orc on the table, or send in a super chat for a certain amount to allow to give the heroes a reroll or something like that. So I got to think about all that. I got to clear my mind. God, I got to clear my mind and think about how that's going to run. Bookcase, some coins, ancient tomes. You can learn a skill here. The bookcase, does it have a spell? Seems like scroll spells should also be on here. I don't see scroll spells on here. You just add that. Tomb. Oh, you can't. You could find mail armor or long swords or shields, but also skeletons and mummies can jump up and attack you. Weapon rack. Possessed by evil, a rusty battle axe animates and attacks you with 4D. After that, it breaks down. Wandering monsters. Shield, hand axe, crossbow, longsword, battle axe. I like that because I always liked finding treasure chests in the game as a kid, because treasure. But then it always sucked when it was empty. But also the weapons rack. I was like, oh, the weapons rack. But sometimes it just was like, oh, the weapons rack is too empty. You know, it's empty, or all the weapons are broken and useless. Really a big letdown. Torture rack. Throne. The throne could be a mimic. Yeah, I think the table. Goblin leaps out from under the table and attacks you immediately. Fireplace. Evil flame's going to attack you, but you can also find a toolkit left on the mantelpiece. a map to something else in the dungeon. So also we have magic circle, skeletal remains. Maybe these are things from other quests. So we got like magic circle, skeletal remains, iron maiden, bed, statue, mushroom, mirror. Mirror I know is in different quests. Mysterious lever, like beyond the basic. Mysterious lever, fountain, pool, or well, mineral growth, and cauldron. Cauldron seems pretty cool. Barrel or crate. Those would be easy enough to add in. Have to do some. Well, I mean, I've got tons of the stuff about. Oh God, who was that? No, Mantic. Mantic made a whole bunch of furniture and stuff that I got and would go find with HeroQuest. Crates and barrels and things like that. That'd be easy. I'd have to make some for the digital version of the game. But so what would need to happen is that deck right there needs to just the furniture that's available. You draw from. Okay, so what's going on with these artifacts right here? Because I've got 3, and I thought they were the same, but they are not. Line. I don't know what line means. Line 4 to 6. Copy. Line 4 of 6. 5 of 6. 3 of 6. Yeah. All right. So artifacts. So it says, what's in this deck? This deck contains 20 magic items compatible with the classic Dungeon Crawl board game. Okay. How to use these cards. Use the whole deck to randomly determine artifacts found during quests. You can mix the different decks of the artifact series into one big deck. Okay, so I can mix these up. So it'll be one big deck. See also the Arcane Emporium back of this card. Limitations that apply to these items. 1 per affix. A hero can only wear, carry, or benefit from 1 item with a given affix. Murderous, of the Colossus, Holy, of Luck, etc. Duplicates have no effect. 1 per type. A hero can only wear, carry, or benefit from 1 weapon, 1 shield, 1 pair of boots, 1 amulet, 1 ring, etc. Duplicates have no effect. What happens if you lose mind points? Arcane Emporium of the Axian Witch. After each quest, the hero may visit the Axian Witch's Emporium. Zargon shuffles the deck and draws 1d6 cards. These are the items she has for sale at the time. A hero can determine and buy the items drawn. Thanks to the hero's reputation, each item can be bought for 1,000 coins. So these are also expensive. If more than one hero wants to buy a given item, they can either roll a die or duel for it. Use the central room as the arena. The hero who loses all of his body points are defeated but not dead and recovers fully for the next quest. A witch also buys artifacts. The witch also buys artifacts from the heroes, paying 500 coins for each item. Okay, well let's mix them up. I like the back. I like the back of all these cards. Oh, astral. So no, this is some kind of curse of the ash. I saw that. So that's not curse of the astral hunter. We'll see what that is. This says curse of the astral hunter. The Axian artifacts are truly powerful items, and their energy reverberates through every fabric of reality, often attracting the attention of powerful extra-dimensional beings that now feed off raw magic energy. If the heroes own 2 or more artifacts, once at every quest, Zargon must roll 2d6 for the first time a hero's blood is spilled. For instance, a hero loses 1 body point of damage. If the result is equal to or lower than the total number of Axian Quest artifacts owned by the heroes, an astral hunter appears next to the hero with more artifacts. The hero with more artifacts and attacks immediately like a wandering monster. 2 or more artifacts. Once you lose a body point, this hunter may show up. So the astral hunter right here. Move 8, attack die 4, defend die 4, body points 4, movement, mind points 4. Special, Devourer of Magic. The Astral Hunter's attacks do not inflict body points. Each undefended skull destroys 1 artifact carried by the hero. If the heroes have no artifacts left, it disappears. Miniature, use a gargoyle, dreadful sorcerer, or other horrific figure of your choice. Boy, that would be taking away thousands of gold. But maybe these are really powerful. Let's see. So we got an artifact deck here. Let's just shuffle them together. So let's say it says we're supposed to roll 1d6 and see what artifacts would be available for sale at the Emporium. Let's just see. Brooch of the Dragon Watch. Forged in fire to defeat fire. Reduced by 1 body point lost from spells. Reduced by 1 the body points lost from spells, attacks, and effects based on fire, cold, electricity, or acid. So yeah, so I guess one time everything at one point every time that happens to you. Staff of the Geomancer. The heart of a mountain pulsates inside this petrified wood. Attack with 1d, may attack diagonally. Once per game, as an action, you may cause the floor to collapse. Place a pit token on a square you can see. If a creature is on the chosen square, it falls into the pit and suffers 1 point of damage. You may at any time remove the pit caused by the staff. May only be used by the wizard. Helmet of the Exalted. Gold and silver intertwined. Defend with +1 defend die. You also gain +1 body point and +1 mind point. May not be used by the wizard. Horn of Blasting. The horn imbued with the roar of the sea dragon. At any time, blow the horn. Zargon's monsters miss their next turn. Oh, that's powerful. Having monsters miss a turn. There aren't monsters on the board all that often anyway. When they don't get to attack, it makes it easy for the heroes. We saw that in our quest, our members-only quest the other night. We need to do another one of those. The sorceress missed a turn. Demon Crossbow, and that sucked. Demon Crossbow. A dark shadow permeates the gears of this crossbow. Attack with 3d to any non-adjacent opponent you can see. May attack 2 times per attack action. Oh, 2 times per attack action. If you roll all black shields when attacking, the crossbow breaks and you must discard it. Shield of the Iron Guard. Steel that can't win. Steel that steel can't win. Defend with +2 defense dice. Boots of Gentle Fall. You're immune to falling damage caused by pit traps and similar hazards. Oh, that's nice, because the pit traps are automatic damage. So those are, I guess, kind of like the winged boots, or, something like that. Because the automatic damage traps suck. Tiara of the Geomancer. Once per game as an action, you may cause the ceiling to collapse. Place a falling block token on a square you can see. The square becomes impassable. If a monster is on the chosen square, roll 3 combat dice against it, and the monster cannot defend. If it survives, it's hurled to the closest free square. You may at any time dispel or remove the block token caused by the tiara. Could block monsters from coming in behind you. Bracers of the Exalted. Gold and silver entwined. Defend with +1 defend die. You also gain +1 body point and mind point. Shield of Luck. Shield shiny like a new coin. Defend with +1d. You may re-roll 1 single die per game. 1 single die per game. That's not a lot. Crystal Blade Dagger. A crystal so pure it can cut steel. Attack with 2 attack dice. If you roll all black shields when attacking, the opponent loses 2 body points. No defense roll allowed, but the dagger shatters and you must discard this item. You can throw the Crystal Blade Dagger to the opponent you can see, at an opponent you can see, but after the attack, the dagger is broken and discarded. Let's do another one. Bracers of Warping. Defend with +1 defend die. When you lose your last body point, roll a die. If the result is 4 or more, you immediately move 1 square and your body point are restored to 1. May only be used by wizards. So, Camel of Falling. That was when we talked about Roll Master yesterday. So it seems like overall, I think these look like fun. I can definitely see adding in the event cards. I can definitely see adding in the furniture cards over here. I'm going to look at them in more detail. They might even make an appearance on Dinner and a Board Game on Sunday. And then also, I don't know. We can make these available as an option. I'm going to have to think more about these and exactly how they balance and things like that. But I suppose they balance because they're expensive. I mean, you got to get to 500 gold coins to buy the first one of these, and then 1,000 gold coins to buy a second one. So might as well make it available as an option, I suppose. Have to think about individual ones. I don't think that they're. It looks like they're being balanced by cost. If somebody saves up a certain 500 gold coins, and they don't want other kinds of weapons and armor because there are other things to buy too, and want a heroic skill, that's probably okay. Modify your character the way you want. Well, this has been fun here. Let me take this down. Today, let me just see. Dinner and a Board Game. I'm going to point you over here to these different channels right over here. Table Talk. This is where we're talking about Ahsoka last night. If you didn't see the Ahsoka stream, it is over here on the Table Talk channel. Please come over here and subscribe. Help me. I think it's going to be much better branding. If other people find this, they'll probably be much more interested. If they're just interested in Table Talk, it's going to be a great place for them to find Table Talk, and then probably, hopefully, watch a bunch more. But we do need more watch hours and watch time and subscribers and things like that. So if you're trying to catch up on Table Talk or looking for something else to watch today, I've got several Table Talk episodes there, as well as last night's episode. And then also, if you want to watch Dinner and a Board Game, that has its own channel as well. Please do come over here to Dinner and a Board Game and subscribe to that, like it, or like videos on it. Subscribe to the channel. Dinner and a Board Game. That's where the Dinner and a Board Game new pilot number 4, will be on Sunday night at 6 p.m. So right there. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed these. I think the cards are pretty neat. Check them out on Drive-Thru Fiction, Drive-Thru RPG, probably on Drive-Thru Cards as well. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I will be in touch. But look for Ahsoka clips coming out on the Table Talk channel today. Later, everybody. Be creative, be constructive, and grind on. Later.